I'm Gene Grabley, and we're standing near the forks of the river. The Old Town Creek is over to my left. The Warrior River, the mouth of the Warrior River, is immediately behind me. This area was the destination for a group of soldiers because General Andrew Jackson told Captain Coffee to come down to here at this point and to annihilate some Indians. Now the route that they took was out of Nashville, Tennessee. They came down what was then the Huntsville Road, and then they crossed the Tennessee River and they wound up at a place called Bear Meat Cabin. Bear Meat Cabin is on the Huntsville Road, and it's now, at this day and time, it is Bluntsville. The crew was being led by Captain Coffee, and his chief scout was Davy Crockett. And Davy Crockett's job was to do the scouting and take the meat and feed the camp of the men. And he came on down and stayed on the south side of the Mulberry River until he got to the place up here which we know now is Little Vine. He come up over the top of the hills and he eased in through here, and they got up and they set up on the hillside over to my left. And what they slipped in there at night, the soldiers did. They saw the encampment was over here in this area and all out in here. And so what their job was going to be was the next morning they were going to attack the Indians. Well, that night the Indians were in the camp. They were moving around. The fires were going. Everything was all set. The Indians settled in and they went to sleep. And when they went to sleep, the soldiers went to sleep. And they woke up the next morning and they did the attack here. And they found this encampment to be deserted because the Indians had come down through here, got their boats, and hit the river, and they were on their way to Tuscaloosa. And later the soldiers did follow them that way, and they did catch up with them in Tuscaloosa. By the way, this is the area, this is where Chief Tuscaloosa came, and he held his big powwow. He came all the way from Tuscaloosa to this point, and this is where they had it. Old Town Creek is an old historical spot, so everybody please remember that. And the Sipsey River and the Mulberry form the mouth of the Warrior at this point.